Hi folks, and welcome back to Two Flights Up. My name is Thomas Compter, and this is my wife Ginny and our friend Joanna. And we're here today to show you a game called Settlers of Catan. Now, before we start the game, we'd like to give you a little bit of history about the game. It was released back in 1995 in Germany, and it made its way to the States around 1998 or so. It won the coveted Spiel des Jahres award back in Germany in 1995, and it was very popular there and again came to the States a few years later.
And I just want to mention Spiel des Jahres, what that means. In English, it's Game of the Year.
With all of its popularity, Settlers has generated a number of extensions, expansions, and alternate versions. The basic game that you see here is for 2 to 4 players. It has a 5 to 6 player extension, but it also has expansions, such as the Seafarers expansion, which allows you to go to multiple islands at once. And there are alternate versions, such as Star Trek Catan and many others. In addition, there are some specialty versions, such as Catan Merchants of Europe, which changes some of the rules a little bit and makes it a very historical look at the merchants of Europe in the Middle Ages. But today we're just going to talk about the basic Catan and how it's played, and we're going to give you a little idea about how to play it and let you see us play a little bit of the game. And you can find this game actually at Target these days and some other resellers such as Barnes & Noble. So hopefully if we give you a little show of what it's like, you can go out there and get it yourself. Or if you'd like more specific instruction on how to play the game, you're welcome to come up to Two Flights Up and we'll show you how to play the game.
And that would be any Thursday evening from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and also the third Saturday of the month when we are up there all day from 11 o'clock a.m. till 10 o'clock p.m.
So what is the game all about? This game is about settling a new island, which is depicted here on the map. Now these tiles are actually individual hexagons, which for every game you play, you can rearrange the tiles differently. So every game is a fresh new game. Nothing gets boring that way. And you'll notice that on the board, each tile is a different area or terrain. We have fields, which produce wheat. We have meadows that sheep graze on and produce wool. We have mountains where we get some ore. And we have hills that produces clay, which we make into bricks. And we also have woods where we harvest wood. So there's 5 different resources in the game that we are going to collect, and we are going to trade them for other resources and use them to build settlements and cities.
And roads.
And roads. So, where do we start? Well, we start by each of us having 2 settlements. You'll notice the numbers here have numbers that are from 2 to 12. That's because we're going to roll 2 6-sided dice to determine which resources are produced on each turn. But to begin with, we're each going to pick a spot for our settlements. So Jeannie is going to start and pick the first place that she'd like to put up a settlement. The settlements go on the intersections of the hexes.
I'm going to take my settlement here, and I am going to place it right here on the corner where I have a 3, a 10, and an 8. And I'm going to take my road, and I'm going to place my road down in that direction. And then it's the next person's turn. Joanna.
Okay, so I'll make my settlement here, where I have a 12, a 9, and a 5, ore, wood, and sheep, and I will place my road this way.
Okay, and I'll take my first settlement, and I will place it at the intersection of the meadow for wool, the woods for wood, and the hills for clay. And my first road will go in this direction.
So, and then Thomas gets another turn. And then
since I'm the last player, I get to go again and place my second settlement. And I will place my second settlement over here and my road here. Now with my second settlement, I get to collect the resources from all the hexes that surround my settlement. Okay, so I'm going to collect a wheat and a sheep and an ore.
And then Joanna gets to go again. Everybody has the opportunity to put 2 houses, 2 settlements, and 2 roads down to start the game.
Okay, so I'm going to put mine here, and I will put my road here.
Now there is an important rule about the placement of settlements. You must have at least 2 hex sides between settlements. You are not allowed to, for instance, put a settlement only 1 hex side away from the other settlement. And that's either your settlement or your opponent's settlements.
So, and Joanna is going to get a sheep, a brick, and wood. And then it's my turn. I'm going to take my little settlement, and I am going to place it right here. And I'm going to take my road and place it in the direction for my other road, because I have a goal here. So, and then first player starts, which I get the dice, please. I'm going to roll the dice. Did I get my 3? I did not.
No, you didn't.
This, and where am I at? This. No.
Yeah.
This, and the ore.
In the ore.
All right. So I have a wheat, a wood, and an ore.
Now normally these are kept secret from the other players once you collect them, but for the purpose of the TV, I'm going to leave mine out so you can see what I have.
So I'm going to take the dice, and I'm going to roll the dice, and I get a 5. So we look on the board to see where are the 5s. Joanna's really lucky. She's got a 5, and she's got 2 of her settlements connected, so she's going to get 2 sheep. And anybody else next to a 5?
The other 5 is right over here, and nobody's got a settlement on that hex. You see, you collect the resources based on the roll of the die, and whatever, if you have a settlement or a city bordering that hex that the number indicates, then you get that resource.
And I really can't do anything with my 3 cards at this point, so I am just going to pass along my dice.
Okay, so now it's my turn.
So she got a 5 again. So she gets 2 more sheep.
Now we mentioned this game is about trading, so it's good to know that you can always trade 4 of the same resource for 1 of any other resource. And that's anytime you want to do that when it's your turn. You can also trade with other players. If you have something that the other players might want, you can trade for them at probably a better rate than 4 to 1. But if you have 4, you can always trade that with the bank. Now, if you happen to put up a settlement down by one of these ports, where this one indicates 3 to 1, if you have a settlement on one of these, then you can trade to the bank with only 3 resources for 1 of anything else. And finally, there are 5 ports, 1 for each resource, where if you have a settlement on those ports, you can trade for 2 to 1, 2 of that particular resource for any other resource.
Okay, so I want to trade 4 sheep for a wheat.
Okay, Joanna's going to trade 4 sheep for a wheat.
I would have maybe gave you wheat.
Oh, really? Didn't
Yeah,
know anyone
it's
had
too late
any
now.
wheat. I know. And I'm going to, I can put my settlement here now, can't I?
No.
No, you can't do that because remember the 2-leg rule.
Oh,
You have to place another
I have
road.
to put it over there. Okay, so I'm going to wait.
Okay.
Okay.
So I rolled a 3. So we're going to look out here and see where the 3s are. There's 1 here, and there's 1 here. So I'm going to get a brick.
And I'm going to get a wheat.
Okay. Now it should be noted that there are several things that you might want to build in this game. Roads are one of them, and this costs a brick and a wood. A settlement, to build a settlement, costs a brick, a wood, a wheat, and a sheep or wool. To transfer a settlement, or to change a settlement into a city, costs 2 wheat and 3 ore. And you can also buy what's called a development card for 1 sheep, 1 wheat, and 1 ore. And we'll talk about that more when somebody buys one. But meanwhile, I'm looking at what I have for my cards, and I see that I can buy, in fact, I can buy a development card. So I think I'll do that because I have a wheat, a wool, and an ore. So I'm going to go ahead and buy a development card. Now what the development cards do, they're normally kept secret again, but I'm going to show you what I got. I got a knight. Okay, and what the knight can do is, well, he can be mean to the other players. So we'll cover that when we get there. Okay, so I'm just going to save that for now, and I can play that on any future turn. And now I'll pass the dice to Ginny, and it'll be her turn.
I have a 9.
Where do we have
I have a 9. So right here, I am going to get a wood.
And I'm also getting a wood.
And you're also getting a wood. I'll give you the
Okay.
wood first.
And since I'm on that hex, I also get a wood.
All right. So does anybody here have a brick that they would like to trade for anything?
I'm sorry, I don't want to trade at this point because I don't have enough.
All right. So, and I can't trade anything. I really can't do anything. And we did tell you that this is a hand limit of 7 cards. But I'm still good. I've got 5. So I'm just going to go ahead and hand it over on to Joanna. And she's getting her 5 again. 2 sheep for Joanna. She's a sheep queen, I'd say.
All right, so what do I do now? What do I need? I need a brick. I'll trade a sheep for a brick.
I don't have a brick.
No one has a brick.
No.
But you have a brick.
I do, but
And
I want
you
it
have
for
wood.
something else.
Oh, well. Just remember, number 7 will make you go down, so you have to use the
I'm
cards.
going to use it. I'm going to.
She's going to put in a brick and a wood to get a road.
Which I'm putting right here.
Done.
Okay.
And then
Done.
you move on the dice. And
So I
it's
roll
a 6.
So I have a 6 here, so I'm going to get a wool.
And Joanna has 1 also, so she gets a wood. And you're going to do something with that?
And I don't really have enough resources now to do anything.
Except for build a road.
Except for build a road. Well, I suppose I could do that. I could build a road. I'm going to put in a wood and a brick and build a road. And the question is, where am I going to build it? Where do I want to go next? Tough call. I'm just going to go right here.
It's a 8. I have a wood. Anybody else?
You have a sheep, Thomas.
I have
Thomas
a
has a
sheep.
sheep. All righty. So I still don't have enough for anything. Does anybody have a brick now that they'd like to trade? No bricks yet. Can't do anything, so I guess it's my turn's over.
10.
Woo!
I get a wheat.
And I get 2 ore.
And
Woo!
why do you get 2 ore?
Because I'm right here.
And she's got 2 settlements on that hex.
That's right.
So that means that she gets an ore for each settlement that borders that hex.
So I'll trade a sheep for brick.
Don't have any brick.
Don't have any brick.
No brick. My goodness.
All trading in the game, by the way, is done by the person whose turn it is. People cannot trade off their own turn, but you can trade with anybody on your turn.
So there's nothing I can do.
There you go. A 12.
12. Anybody on the 12?
Woo! Joanna's on 12. She
Joanna's
gets
on
a
12. She gets an ore.
There you go.
And I can't do anything, so I'm just passing the dice.
All right. 8. Yes. So I'm going to get a wood. Anybody else get
And
something?
I'm going to get another sheep, or
And
wool.
I am going to do a city, which I have 3 ore. I have 2 wheat. So I'm going to decide which one's making me more resources. I'm going to take my little settlement here, put it away, and put a city down. What does that mean for me? I'm going to get double the resources when my numbers get drawn. So that was my turn. There you go, Joanna.
3.
A 3. I get 2 wheat this time.
And I get another brick.
Yay!
And I still... Well, I do this then. I'll get a development card.
That's a good idea. There you go, ma'am.
Thank you. And it's your turn.
Okay. Now you might be wondering at this point, okay, so we're building settlements, we're building roads, but what is the point of the game? What are we trying to accomplish here? Well, the game here is to try to accomplish 10 victory points. And the victory points are mostly generated by the number of settlements and cities you have on the board. Each settlement is worth 1 victory point, and each city is worth 2 victory points. So at the moment, what we have showing on the board is Joanna has 2 settlements, so she has 2 victory points. I have 2 settlements, so I have 2 victory points. Jeannie has a settlement and a city, and so she has 3 victory points. Now, the object of the game is to get to 10 victory points. Whoever can, on their turn, announce that they have 10 victory points, they will win the game. So, on we go. 5.
Joanna gets 2 sheep again.
One might even think that the dice are loaded, but that would not be the case. There is nothing I can do at this point, so I'm going to pass on the dice.
6.
6. I'll collect a sheep for that.
I get nothing on a 6.
I get a wood, perhaps?
Wood, perhaps?
Yes, I think so.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, so I need a sheep. Does anyone have a sheep for a wood?
Sure, I'd be glad to trade you a sheep for wood.
And now I need an oar. Does anybody have an oar?
I don't have an oar that I can spare.
All right.
No.
So I guess at this point, I'm not going to do anything. Probably not a good idea.
Not mine either.
A
7.
7.
Now,
So-
a 7 is special. You may have looked at the numbers here and, whoops,
6.
and noticed that there are no 7s on the table. When a 7 is rolled, something special happens. First of all, everybody has to count up all their cards, and if they have more than 7, does anybody have more than 7? Joanna, unfortunately, has more than 7, so she's going to have to decide, she's going to have to lose half of them, however many she's got. So how many do you have?
I have 8. I'm losing 4.
She loses 4 that she has to throw away. So there's no hard and fast hand limit in this game, but the threat of a 7 being rolled is often enough to make you want to keep your hand at less than 7. Now, having rolled the 7, she now gets to move the robber from his home in the desert to one of the other hexes. So, Joanna, pick which hex you're going to do that.
I'll move it here.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, you probably, because we play a friendly game, if you have 3 points on the board, then you can be hit with a robber. If you don't have 3 points, you can't. I'm the only one that does have 3, so you could hit it on mine if you want to, on anything that mine's connected to.
Well, if I were to hit you, I would go right here.
There you go. So she put it
Okay.
on the 10, which now if 10 gets rolled, I don't get to take any resources.
Also, Joanna gets to steal a resource from Jeannie.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So,
So is there anything else you can do now with your new cards?
nothing.
Okay, I'll take another turn then. Really hoping for some brick, but
Another
I got a 5.
5.
So do I.
She gets 2 sheep back that she just gave me. And anything you're going to do?
No, I'm afraid. Well, actually, I need to build another road, come to think of it. So I'm going to build one more road. And that road is going to go somewhere where I can do something with it. Here, perhaps.
It's a 9. And I have a 9 and I'm on a wood. Anybody else have 9?
I have a 9, and I'm also on the wood.
You're also on the wood. And Thomas,
And
you
I
have
have
a
a
9.
9, so I'm
also on the wood.
I get the wood.
All right. Wow. Okay. And I guess nobody has a brick yet that they can give me, right?
Nope.
What about an oar?
Don't have one of those either.
All right. So I guess at this point, I'm going to take my 4 wood, and I'm going to trade it in for a brick. Seems like that's the hardest thing for me to get. There you go. And I'll pass this on to Joanna.
8.
8. Woohoo! I get 2 wood.
8, and I get a wool.
And that's because I have my city on it. I get 2.
Okay, so I'm going to trade in 4 sheep for wheat.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe I'll trade you something. I'll trade you a wheat for 2.
Okay,
There you go.
all right. So we
Any trade that can be made that is mutually beneficial for both players, although you cannot force a trade on another player.
No, I don't. Well, the only other thing I need is a brick.
I don't have a brick.
I don't have a brick.
6, 7.
Well, I do have a brick, but I don't want to trade. I only have 1 brick.
Only have 1 brick. Okay, so how about an ore?
I don't have an ore.
I don't have an ore either.
So I guess there's really nothing I can do. All right, let's hope that the 7 does not come up for me again.
Let's hope. Okay, so it's my turn again. I'm going to roll the dice. And we get an 8. So this is good for me because I'm going to get 3 sheep.
And I'm going to
wool.
get 2 wood again because I have my city there. 1, 2.
All right, now I've got a whole bunch of stuff here that I ought to be able to do something with. So I've got lots of sheep to give away. So I would like to trade some sheep for some bricks. Anybody got any bricks? No bricks. Uh-oh. Well, then I'm going to have to trade 4 sheep for a brick. And then I'm going to have to probably spend a brick and a wood again to make another road. So I'll make another road, oh, let's just say here.
But didn't you only need to use 3?
I'm sorry?
Didn't you have a...
You are absolutely correct. Thank you for reminding me, Joanna. Because I have a settlement on the 3-to-1 port, see, I don't have to use 4. I can actually just trade 3 for that. So I will do that, and I'm done. Thank you
You're welcome.
for pointing that out, Joanna.
All right, so I'm going to roll my dice. And of course, I got a 7. If you have more than 7 cards, 2, 4, 6, 8,
Uh-oh.
which is me, I have to put down 4 cards.
See, I'm glad I got rid of all those cards last turn.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cards are gone because I didn't use them. Just want to mention that I do have the longest road here, so I have most roads out,
In a continuous line.
which means that I have 2 extra points right there. So I did my 7. I got rid of my cards. Everybody else looked at theirs. I'm going to take the little robber and I'm going to put him right here on 12, where Joanna has a whole lot of stuff she could get if we roll a 12. And I get one of your cards, please. I'll take that one. Alrighty. And then I get to keep on playing what I need to do. I'm going to build another road so that I'm ahead on the roads. I'm going to go in this one here. And does anybody have an ore that they would like to trade for with me?
I do not have any ore.
No?
Nor do I.
All right. So that's all I can do, and I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the next person.
9.
9.
9. I have a 9 somewhere.
I get 2 wood,
I get 2 wood.
And I get 1.
and Joanna gets 1 too.
Oops.
And I have 4 wood that I'm going to trade for a brick. Unless someone has a brick.
I do not have any
I
brick.
don't
I am
have
very
any
short
bricks,
on bricks.
sorry.
I think that everyone's short on bricks.
Yeah.
Okay. And that, I'm not going to use that now. So there you go.
Okay. I got a 6. Whew, I get a lot of sheep for that. If only I had the
Five
sheep port.
sheep.
5
Woo.
sheep. 1,
Where's
2,
the other 6? Right here, Joanna, for you.
4,
So you get
5.
4.
4 wood. 1, 2, 3, and so Joanna gets 4 wood.
Because I have the 2 cities.
Yep.
So it's my turn still, so I'm going to trade in 3 sheep for a brick. And 1, 2, 3. Well, let's finish that action first. So I'm going to say that since I have a sheep, a wood, a brick, and a wheat, I am going to use them to build a settlement. And I'm going to put that settlement over here. Now, at the moment, I have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 points showing on the board. And
My turn?
yes, it is your turn.
We did mention that we had to, when you get your 10 points, you immediately have to say it. If it passes on and someone else gets it, you did not win the game. So I have a 6. And anybody got 6?
I have 6.
You got
6.
2, 3, 4. That's 3 of them. Wood.
And I get
And here's another
5
wood.
sheep again.
Thank
1,
you.
2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. So, let's see.
I have too many sheep.
Does anybody have a brick? I will pay a sheep and a wood for 1 brick.
Tell you what,
What?
give me,
That's all I have, honey. That's all I can give you.
well, wait a minute. Well, let's think outside the box here.
Okay?
You give me the wood, and what else do you have?
A sheep.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Give me the wood, and I'll give you 3 sheep.
But I need a brick.
I know, you can trade
Oh,
the 4 sheep then
What
for
a
a
great
brick.
idea.
See?
I'll give you that.
So I'm going to give you 3, right?
Yes. And why did he do that? Because he has way too
I
many
have
cards
way too many
in his
cards in
hands.
my hand.
So I'm going to take this sheep, the 4 sheep. I'm going to trade them in. Actually, I only need 3 too. Ah. So I'm going to take 3 of his sheep in for that brick that I needed to build that settlement. So I have a wheat, a sheep, a wood, a brick, and I'm going to put down a settlement, and I'm going to declare I've got 10 points.
But
Let's
that's
count them
not,
up. Oh, you're not allowed to build a settlement there, honey.
that's not legal.
Oh, because you are. Oh no!
Oh, yes.
I messed up. No.
We may or may not have mentioned that the placement rule between settlements, you must have at least 2 hex sides between settlements. So Jeannie can't place her settlement here because it's only 1 hex side to Joanna's settlement.
That's really bad.
Bad for Jeannie, good for us.
Bad for Jeannie. Good for them. Aw. Well, I can't build it, so I got to take these back in my hands.
Yep, but you already spent
But I spent that. That's fine. All right. So here it goes. Now you guys already know my secret.
5.
5. Again, Joanna gets 3 sheep. 1, 2, 3, and I get a sheep now too. Huh.
I get to do things. I'm going to trade in, because I have this port.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get 1 ore for 3 wood, another ore, with 3 wood, so 2 ore, and I have the sheep port, so I'm going to take 2 for 1 more ore.
Oops.
I might have done this incorrectly. Let's see what happens.
No, I think you're doing good.
Yeah, but I think
Maybe not quite. That's all right.
so. Then 1, 2, 3. I don't think it's going to work. Okay, so I have 2, 3. Then I'm just going to take 2 sheep for 1
Wheat.
What?
Do you want a wheat?
Yeah, a wheat. So, what I want to do is I want to change. Which one do I want to put a city on?
Okay. So you're going to
Okay.
spend 3 ore and 2 wheat. That allows her to create a city from a settlement.
Doesn't matter, just anyone.
I'll do this one.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm wondering about these cards. When do I use these cards?
Pretty
Well,
much any time.
You can use those cards anytime that it's on your turn.
Uh-huh.
But you might want to take a little close look at the board now.
Hey,
Joanna.
you're cheating now.
I'm
That's
not cheating.
cheating. That's cheating.
Oh, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
I won.
Now, if
Looks
she
like
would have
Joanna
not
won the
noticed
game.
that, I would have still won if it would have came around to me one more time.
Anyway, that's Settlers of Catan, or as it's known now, just simply as Catan. It's a really family-friendly game. It's a lot of fun to play. It's some strategy, some luck, and you have to blend the strategy and the luck together to win the game.
And as we said, you can come up to 2 Flights Up any Thursday night from 6 to 10, or the third Saturday of the month from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and play all these games with us. Our game closet is about 250 plus games of all different, from 2-player games to 10-player games. We have all kinds of games. Most of our games are from age 8 and up. But anybody can play them, and we are more than happy to show you how to play the games. And if you have a game at home that you were still in that shrink wrap that you got at Christmas, and you just don't know how to play it, bring it up to 2 Flights Up. Thomas will check out the rules, and he will teach it to you because he's really awesome.
And chances are there'll be somebody up there that has played the game before, and they'll know how to do it. So,
And also, just to remind everybody, we do have dancing up there. We have line dancing on Monday nights. We have dancing on Tuesday nights, which is our absolute beginners class. We have dancing on Wednesday morning at 9:30. We have line dancing on Saturday mornings at 9:30, and the first Friday of the month and also this third Friday of the month, we also have line dancing. And Joanna has been with us since November 2016, and she sometimes helps out with teaching and helps out with the gaming. She's really awesome, and we're very happy to have her in our 2 Flights Up family.
Thank you.
You guys have anything else you want to add?
I think that's about it.
I think what I would add is that I never really thought I would play games. And, maybe growing up we had some games, but none of these. And what I find is that there are games that are simple. People are very friendly. Not only Jeannie and Thomas will help you with the games, but just as we did now. I wouldn't have known I won until you told me that. People help you. They will help you even against themselves, because it's all about sharing the fun and playing the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, hope to see you guys up at 2 Flights Up.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.